Hi everyone, so today we have Ashwin with us, Ashwin Deen Dayalan. So, hi Ashwin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, thanks for asking. So, let's talk about your journey, your educational background, like everything about you.
Okay.
So, let me know.
Sure. So I was born and brought up in Chennai,
Okay.
and I did my schooling and college both in Chennai.
Mm-hmm.
So I graduated from a computer science background
Okay.
in 2016,
Mm-hmm.
post which I started working with Cognizant. So Cognizant was my first company, and I was assigned a role of programmer analyst.
Okay.
And the work which I do is on day-to-day basis. I was working for an insurance
Mm-hmm.
client. It's an UK-based client, and my role was on ETL processing, where I take the day-to-day load, reprocess them in Python, and then send it in forms of dashboard to various stakeholders. And I also used to present it to the clients. So this was my work with Cognizant.
Okay.
Post Cognizant, while I was working with Cognizant, I was planning for abroad studies. So I was looking for some change. So since work got mundane, I wanted some sort of change to happen. So I was looking for abroad studies, and particularly in the field of data science. And that is when the COVID struck, and so I was not able to pursue the abroad studies. And while I was in Cognizant itself, since I was pursuing abroad studies, I was learning few things about data science and analytics. So I already knew few stuff which helped me to look into more interested into analytics. But I was not getting the structured learning anywhere, and that is when I started looking for courses within India.
Okay.
And I got to know about Data Science Analytics Vidhya and their bootcamp at that period. And so I gave the interview. I got selected in that, and I joined them. And I think it was a good decision, because I got the structured learning which I was looking for. As well as it was a job guarantee program, so it helped me to explore more in the field of analytics, because analytics they themselves are more into data science, writing blogs, education stuff and stuff. So I also wrote multiple blogs with them, which helped me to strengthen my concepts. And post Analytics Vidhya, I had arranged for a workshop while I was with them itself. And during the workshop, Paisabazaar came. They gave their own data set and asked us to solve it. And based on the approach, they hired me from there. And now currently I'm working with Paisabazaar as an assistant manager.
Great, love to hear your journey. So what was the point that had struck you, to make this transition from a background in computer science to data science? So what were the points that has made you to, convinced you to make this transition?
Okay, so it was not one point as such. So it was like, say, I as a person like to present something.
Okay.
Say if I give something out, I love to see the output. And I was looking for opportunities where I could say, if I'm doing a work, I want to see the end product of the work. And I felt out of multiple domains, analytics is one field where you can analyze something, get an insight. Your job doesn't end there. You can give those insights to the business, and business acts upon it, and it in turn generates a revenue, or it does something up. I mean, you can see the output of it. That is why I was more attracted towards analytics, and that's why I went into analytics.
Okay. So that's what fascinated you the most. Okay, so while making this transition from computer science to this domain, data science, so what were the challenges that you have faced, because coming from a different background and then making this as your career? So what were the challenges that you have faced, and how did you just cope up with them?
So you are asking about the self-paced challenges, or after joining the courses, or before joining the course?
No, before joining the courses. What were the things that had just dragged you into this?
So as I said, I was looking into analytics. First, I made sure that I'm going into this. So I started researching about it online. So for almost a year, I researched it about online, and I was taking a lot of Udemy courses, Coursera courses. They were helpful. But the problem is, it was not structured. I was learning bits and pieces there. One day I would learn logistic, the other day I would go NLP. So I didn't know which is a hierarchy itself at first. So I wanted that structure. So even though I spent 1 year learning these courses, I was not clear on conceptual level, as well as the overall concept was not grasped by me. So that's why I wanted to get a structured learning. That is why I started looking for courses and abroad studies.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, obviously the interview process of Analytics Vidhya it was a good structured process where you had aptitude and case study rounds, and then a final discussion on your thinking and communication. It was like a proper job interview.
Okay.
And I was pretty happy with the way interviews went, because I'm paying for the fee for the interview. I mean, I'm paying for the course. I wouldn't expect this much to happen. If they're screening this much, I thought, okay, they're onto something they just want to take the good candidates, or they just want to looking for a specific set of skills. I'm glad that I'm one of them. Yeah, that's how I think that's a major challenge.
Okay, so why did you specifically choose Analytics Vidhya's while there are so many alternatives in the market, right? So why specifically Analytics Vidhya?
So I was referring Analytics Vidhya for the blogs.
Okay.
And I felt it is much more easier to understand when compared to other blogs and stuff. And as I told, the interview process that urged me to I got more confidence based on the interview process. Say if the people are investing so much effort in interviewing, which I'm paying for, they're onto something. Maybe they want a clear goal defined and they want to build towards that. So I thought, okay, let's give it a try.
Okay, so what was the difference between like before you have joined our Analytics Vidhya's bootcamp and after joining it? What were the differences you have seen in your techniques, your skill set? Did you just notice that is it improving or not? Like, so what were the changes that you have seen while joining our bootcamp? Analytics Vidhya's
I saw a lot
bootcamp?
of change. The way I think Kunal's structured thinking classes were too good. I mean, that was the best part, I think. The way he taught us to think of a problem statement right from so previously I was thinking, if you give me a problem statement to anyone, it'll be like unstructured. You think one part here and one part there. So after that session of Kunal's, it was really helpful. I mean, it is not only in data science you can apply that, even in your real life you can apply that. And that whole thing was majorly changed me as a person, how I think, how I speak and stuff. Apart from that, the technical aspects comes into place, which gets you a job.
Okay, so as you have mentioned that Kunal's session have helped you a lot. So in what aspects, how did it just help you?
So it was a structured thinking, which you can use it anywhere in life. I personally feel it's a basic necessity which everyone has to go through. And most people have the trait naturally. If not, thankfully it's a skill which everyone can learn it. So I think that was a major part which changed me as a person, as well as the way I think. And the secondary is from the bootcamp, it's the technical aspects, which they teach you on SQL, Python and machine learning. Those things are really helpful.
Okay, that's glad to know that. So you have been associated with Cognizant for almost 4 years, right? So what problems you have encountered for getting back into the study mode, provided that how rigorous the program is, our Analytics Vidhya's bootcamp program, long hours of consistent hours of studying and everything, assessments and mock interviews and like everything. It must have been hectic, right? So what problems you have encountered?
Yeah, it's actually like after 4 years you again go back to the pen and paper stuff.
Exactly.
It's difficult at first, obviously. But then since I had the mindset of going abroad earlier itself, so it was fairly easier for me to cope up with that. I think that I was already in that zone, but still it was difficult. In the first few months I was like taking notes and stuff. It brought me back to the college, and it was not much motivating at first, but then again you have paid for the course and you'll have to do something.
Okay. So there must have been a point in your journey, in this transition, in the journey of Analytics Vidhya's bootcamp. What was your lowest point? Like, there must be a time when you feel like, no, I should just give up. I should just get back to my job and earning money. There must be a point, of course. So how did you just cope up with that time that I should not give up and I should just go on with it? So how was that phase? Would you just let us know about that phase of yours?
I had this phase when I left my job for COVID and stuff. And so I was thinking what to do next, and it was the time I got into Analytics Vidhya. After joining Analytics Vidhya also, I was too comfortable and cognizant. And leaving a job out of my comfort zone to pursue something which I was not sure what will happen. I had a much clear idea of what I was doing. But I know this is something which is going to excite me, because the way analytics works, as I said earlier, the projections and the output you see in hand, I was sure this is something I want, but I wasn't really sure it's going to work out or not. It was just a leap of faith which I took. And during those periods, I just had this idea, okay, if not now, sometime I'll get it there. Because during the ML concepts and stuff, it was like something coming out of a black box and giving you results.
Okay.
And they tell you the mathematics behind it, and you'll be like, oh man, if I had known this much maths, I would have applied for CAT and stuff. Oh, what am I doing here with so much maths? And we never knew. I personally didn't knew analytics as this much maths. So it was very tough at the beginning. But once you start applying the concepts in real time, you get to know. If you start working on daily basis, you get to know about it.
Okay.
So that's how I learned.
So what was the role of mentors or like trainers in solving your doubts? If you are like, what were your strategies? Of course, you must have been having the doubts regarding the subjects or specifics. So what was the role of mentors or trainers there to help you with that?
We see the mentors and trainers play a major role here.
Yeah.
See, if you learn something, obviously you'll have doubt.
Of course.
First, you go to your colleagues,
Yes.
you discuss with them. They share you 3-4 ideas. Now you have 4 ideas in your head, and you know what to follow. So that is when the mentor role comes into place.
Okay.
You tell them all those stuff, and they tell you which is good, which is bad, or they divert you to the right path. I think that part I got in here in the bootcamp, where we had mentors 24/7. Whenever we paying them, we used to have mock interviews and stuff. They used to give insights out of context box. Say out of context also, they used to tell few information. It's not like it's fixed to the curriculum. If the topic needs, if the understanding is needed, they'll go out of way to give examples and stuff.
But if talking about the specific phase whenever you made this transition into data science, I'm talking about that phase. So how differently things would be if you have to
if you
travel
personally
across
ask about the career path and stuff, I personally feel I don't think I would go back and change anything. It's like I've been here because it's like a path. I'm not sure how to answer this question, because I feel content with what I have right now. I don't want to change anything.
Okay.
Maybe some decisions which I made, but I don't regret it because I didn't know that it was a bad decision at that moment.
Okay. Nice, smart answer. So, if you'll have to describe this Analytic Vidhya's bootcamp program in a line or in a phrase, how would you frame it?
In a line.
Yeah, in a line, in a word, in a short.
In short, okay. Basic answer is, obvious answer is, if you're looking for a job and you want to get into analytics and you don't have any other option and you want to structure learning and stuff, obviously come to this platform. This is a good platform which I can vouch for it because I've done it. And there are multiple platforms out there, but I'm not sure how many of them, even after finishing the bootcamp, you can stay in touch with these people. Yeah. And these are industry experts. You get to interact with them, they share knowledge, they keep on keeping in touch with you, which is a good one. You tend to form a community here itself, where you have a group of data scientists and stuff. And I think that itself, since they already have a community, you can learn a lot of things here.
Okay, so you're saying that after completion of your program, you are still being a part of Analytics Vidhya, or you're still associated with the community. That's really great to hear that. So now, any suggestions or advice or words you want to suggest to pursue aspirants who want to pursue their career in data science, or who are just looking forward to have a career in data science? So any words or any suggestions you want to give them, you can just have an opportunity.
Okay, suggestions, let me think.
What have you faced at that time, and you must be guided, so you'll have a chance to. guide them.
Okay.
That you must do this.
Okay. So if the people are looking for job specifically, and I think they need to do some background studies. If you want a job in analytics, it's just like 3-4 skills. If you learn, you can get a job. That everyone can guarantee you. But sustaining in the job is what matters, and how you learn the concept is what matters. And I felt here I got to learn the concept much more conceptually, and which helped me to sustain in the job. And also note that not 100% what you learn you use in the job. The work is totally different. Even the concept which you learn here will be totally different. So keep an open mind, keep very ready to learn, and choose a area of interest which you like. I think that's more.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashwin, for joining us. We are glad that you're a part of our organization and you're part of our bootcamp program. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.